Yo,
What's
How's
good?
everyone doing?
It's been good. Oh, oh, I have. Okay, here you go. It's been good. How are you, Ors?
I've been alright. Doing a little later today. Hopefully that's fine. I mean, this is on pre-recorded for most people, hopefully, so it doesn't really matter. I've been kind of a little idle the past few days because I finished a video, but today we're joined by EdgeTE. I think you're pretty fairly well known. I hadn't heard of you until sort of recently. Is that fair, or am I just kind of living under a rock?
yeah, it kind of depends on like what sector you're in. I'd say PPT and TEC people would have had a higher chance of knowing about me before like the past few months. But now I'm getting more well known in like the fast game and Tetris people. Guess you
Yeah,
could say
Oh,
yeah,
that.
that was my impression. Okay, so that's not it's not just me.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Uh,
also in like a similar boat, but you know,
but yeah, so
Edge. How have you been around the block? Tell us.
How have I been? I've been doing all right. Lots of stuff was going on last month. I've been quite busy with that. All the events that happened. There's so much stuff going on last month. I think we're talking about that in a bit, but I've just been doing fine. You know.
I'm glad. Okay, how might the people listening in, how might they know you?
Um, I do
Tell us your
YouTube content.
accomplishments.
I do YouTube content in streams fairly frequently. I also produce stuff at Puzzle Kingdom, and I guess formerly or something that I guess I still do. I was mainly known as the Wumbo guy.
yeah, a few
This is
teasers.
actually I don't know.
Sorry.
This is actually one part that I have never known about you. And then when you say it, I still like I don't believe it. But I also just like choose to live in ignorance. I didn't know that you were like a Wumbo guy. You were like the Wumbo guy at all. I was just like, oh, this is Edge. You sick.
Yeah, the Wumbo guy thing is like a much older thing that I do, but like I still mod and stuff sometimes. But
I see.
it was just like
Yeah.
my first foray into like the block, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, yeah.
I love this. I love this podcast.
Yeah. Did you know Pi or Sek before you joined the fast community? He said he was a pretty active like Wumbo guy.
Interestingly enough, no, I did not hear about him before Tetria.
That's
Oh.
fair. I don't know. Maybe that's fair.
I probably could have like seen him around in Twitch chat if he was there, but other than that, I did not see him before Tetria, but now he's just been doing so much cool stuff, so hard to not know about him these days.
Yeah, Sec does a ton. You also do a ton.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, Wumbo's raised Wumbo's raised community members. I don't know.
In spite of Wumbo, maybe.
I mean,
Is he cultivating it actively? Are we just like all the people
Yeah.
who are active because of Wumbo are just doing it out of spite? You know?
I don't know. Sorry.
It's fairly interesting because at least from where I've been most active, like a lot of people come from like Wumbo streams and stuff these days. Now they just do a bunch of other stuff. That's been cool for me to see. Like
Yeah.
different people who used to be active there, they're now doing so many other cool things, as well as myself. So kind of like a growing up thing.
Go.
I think it just pulled a lot of people into the community. Is my guess.
Yeah, him and probably more recently Dormy, you could say, have just had the privilege of exposing so many people with the gameplay videos and stuff.
I'm actually I got it because of Dormy. I was a Tetris 99 to the beat kid. That
Yo,
was me. And now I'm just like actually kind of friends with Dormy and it's pretty sick.
I see.
But let's get into the actual like meat and potatoes of the discussion. This past week, many of you who are around the community will know that the Stackies happened, which was the sort of community awards show that we're planning to do once a year towards the end, to just like celebrate the community, and that's what the stackies are. Edge, you were probably main man in terms of like actual labor that you had to do for the project, right?
Yeah, so
Tell us
I'm
about it.
assuming I'm assuming most people who are seeing this or are in the live chat right now were watching the stackies. We had a ton of people show up, so I just want to say thanks everyone for coming through. It did really well, and there's a lot of work put into it. My main job on the stackies was producing the video cuts and gathering like clips for that. So if you saw those like presentation videos that cut in between Modest and Alex, those are what I had the pleasure of making. And I was also just around in all the meetings and picking nominees and making sure that everything was set there.
Yeah. I'm actually like, I'm so glad with how the stackies went. I feel like every time I have the opportunity to talk about it, that's like all I'll talk about is just like, man, the stackies were so good.
Yeah,
good.
man, it was crazy how the whole entire concept and thing was put together in just like a month or 2 months from
Yeah.
conception to execution, especially with a project of that scale, which I don't think we've really seen before.
It's also like, we talk about just like different organizations like collabing and stuff. I think we talk about that a fair bit on the podcast. But I think the Stackies is like the biggest collaboration between orgs ever, probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were like four main orgs that were presented on like the promotional material: MMC, UC, PK, and TSD. But there were just a bunch of other people, like some streamers, some people behind the scenes who also helped in consulting with some of the
Yeah.
ideas and stuff. It was huge. I think the last meeting we had like 15 different people from all different sorts of backgrounds come in and
Yeah.
share their opinions.
Moose
Feels
is a
good.
big meeting guy, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I thought the stackies went really well. How did you have any? So I get should we for anyone not watching, there was a poll, but it was not the final determiner. Is there anything that you maybe held your tongue about on your opinion for certain stacky awards?
So, all right.
Oh, we're
So
we're,
this is-
we're going straight into it. Huh?
All right. So yeah. So I feel like it's a very, very little known fact that there is actually a deciding council that made the final picks, because there was a watch party going on in Renge's Discord, and there was a lot of talk about how did this win the popular vote, or in the guide section. Both of Pi's guides technically won. They were
Yes.
like, how did it get an equal tie? It did not get an equal tie.
Yeah.
You
We
heard it here
just-
first, folks. The
There
vote is
was not
rigged.
an equal
Democracy
tie.
sucks.
It was rigged. There was none of it.
Yes.
So what actually happened is we started that Google form. It was up for a couple of days, and then we had a final meeting where we made the final picks based on the popular vote and our own personal opinions of like the accomplishments and the magnitude of the events.
Like how
that we
most
were
award
voting on.
shows are done. This is
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
a new
A
thing.
lot of our stuff was directly inspired by like the Game Awards and how their fundamental processes go,
Yes.
because they're one of the most respected like award shows in this sector.
I feel like most award shows probably go off like the same general vibe, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just didn't want a situation like the HD Awards where they were, you could predict one person winning the popular vote if they were nominated for a category.
What you're
We-
telling me, Caboozled Pie?
Didn't win every
Didn't-
single
didn't
award.
win
He
every
deserved
single
every
thing he
one of
win?
them. The
You're
people
telling
have
me-
spoken.
I'm sorry, guys. Announcing here, Caboozled Pie should have won Graphic Designer of the Year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
true.
So
Appreciate
true.
it.
Yeah. But I was happy with most of our picks. There are a few people who I thought were a little bit underrepresented. I personally, even though Spallfish is like great person, they made a lot of great guides and stuff. Polka Dialga has just killed it with the edited content, like this year. and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of wish they took CC.
Mhm.
Um,
I think
and
that's a very respectable pick.
yeah, they just
Uh,
like that Tetris anime opening thing. Such a good video, like such
yeah.
a good video,
I
and
like the RPG one. I think the RPG one was my favorite.
yeah, one thing that a personal mantra that I want to push is I want to see more like edited type of content for stacker games.
Mhm.
Um, which is why, Poca Dialga has been like, I don't know, a great person to kind of go around to show people that that kind of content works for us, because we mainly just show like just gameplay.
Gameplay clips. I think the meta, quote unquote, right now is just like gameplay clips, because like full sets have done pretty badly. Um,
I can speak about this firsthand
yeah,
because
yeah. I've
I've been
seen.
doing the
Yes,
YouTube thing. Um, Over the past month, I've seen a stupid uptick in views because I've stopped uploading full sets and I've started uploading 30 to 60-second clips. I
yes,
20x'd my per video views by making that simple change.
This
yeah.
is the
So it
simple
works.
change the
So it
algorithm
works.
doesn't want you to see.
Yeah,
Yes, the algorithm was 1984ing my Tetris Effect videos.
definitely.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ors. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Yeah, I love
Oh,
1984.
I tell him. I think I want to see more content creators come up in the new year, and I feel like there are. One of the things that I think the Stackies did really well was like inspiring people to like try with
Oh yeah.
with their stuff as well. It's like,
Yeah, that was one goal that I like wanted to push as well with like working so hard on the project, like show that, there will be genuine recognition in the community and you can work your way up if you make good
mhm.
stuff. Like we don't really see a lot of artistry, I guess you could say. Like we have a couple core graphic designers in the community, but actually after the Stackies, we've had some like new people from the community come up and want to work on some stuff for PK projects. Which
Yo,
I don't know if it was
Nice.
like directly inspired by the Stackies, but like we just got some new people working on stuff, and that's like really cool.
mhm.
I think it's
Me and
just
Bloody love to
generally
see it.
people when you have big projects going on, people want to get involved.
Yeah, for sure. And also one thing that I kind of wanted to push inspired with the Stackies is like more guide content because we
Mhm.
are like very heavy on like written text wiki stuff. Video guides,
Yes.
I think they certainly have a place in the future. I saw that you just dropped one, or as
Yeah, that's what I'm
recently.
probably going to be doing for the rest of the year. I'm gonna try and upload more frequently and then see what happens. Um, Writing some more stuff now, but I'm hoping to get at least one more video out before the break ends. But
Oh,
yeah, I
dude,
think
let's go.
video content is something I like video content as opposed to like we keep a lot of things just kind of stored away on like external sites or like Google Docs that are linked to in Discords. And I think it's just very poor for discoverability. I definitely agree with you that video guide content or just some like I mean it's kind of the best way, honestly, just video guide content. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just like easier to consume than the text stuff. It's gonna allow greater accessibility for knowledge, and we have a lot of talented people who can write and produce guides. Just need to see them actually be made, and I'm hoping that we see that this year.
Yeah.
I think we will. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, hopefully. I am very hopeful as well for that.
What else? What else kind of struck you as a kind of a pick by the people who'd made the decisions that you don't super agree with? I feel like
I feel like
uh
one that a lot of people talked about,
mm,
a controversial pick that was definitely circulated around was Caboozled Breakout Player.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
bring that up, and I think that
I
I don't know. It's hard to like. It's not. Easy to justify because breakout player is such a like a loose term in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say the award kind of itself was flawed in nature, at least how it was initially designed.
Hmm.
Um, I think in thought, breakout player could be like described as someone who made like a major competitive debut in the year that they really hadn't seen before.
Mhm.
At least in future, I'd like to define it as that, personally.
Yeah.
I think a little blurb with each question on the
Yeah, on the form for
form would
next
have
year.
been better.
I'm hoping that next year we can get like a custom website done rather than voting through Google Form.
Yeah,
That
I
would
mean
be
Google
nice.
Form is fine. I just think it's
Yeah.
just
But that we did want to have a custom website done for this, so it probably will happen in the next one.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
see.
this year we're gonna have like way more time to prepare.
Yeah, I
Just 'cause
think
we
I
know
think
what's
this
gonna
stackies
happen.
could be viewed as like, kind of paving the way, a sort of proof of concept that hey, this can work.
Mhm.
We're gonna try and make it the best it can be now. Next year that we have the whole year to work on it and gather
Definitely.
stuff. But I think a lot of people could agree that Vichev probably was also a strong contender for the breakout award.
It's like
Um,
Vichev and Simp Shrimp,
Sim Shrimp for
both
sure.
players
Yeah.
that like improved at really rapid rates this past year.
Dude,
Yeah.
they went absolutely like they went way crazier than they had any right to. Okay, let me tell you, they're also both on upset of the year. I think. Who won
Yeah.
upset?
Yes.
Was that Vichev? I think that
Yeah, it was
Vichev.
Vichev. Vichev won upset of the year over Kazu.
Yeah, and we talked about Simshimp, right? Yeah, they were versus Togaya for that
Yes.
one.
And both of those, I feel like they could have had it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What a great community, you know? You just have all this crap that we can actually use. I love
Yeah,
it.
man. I thought that I did not think that we were gonna have like this many categories even in the show, but there's just so much stuff to recognize.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That just also made me happy as well. I mean, Fan of the Year is like, I mean, I don't know if we'd call that like community recognition as in like honorary accolades, but we've got to also put in some comedy there, which is why we aired so many skits.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to
the-
keep it entertaining, and honoring people as well as like, get people to laugh. I've been very curious about the general public opinion on Moose's character system skit.
Yeah.
I feel like people must have been so disappointed
That was the
by
first skit that was completed in production, and it was also, I already immediately knew that it would be the best.
Really?
I didn't think anyone could beat it. Dom's skit was also really good, but just like the nature of the hype building around that feature in Tetrio, and like, Stacky's big event, it's very plausible that a CS reveal could have happened. And then just like, I remember 60 people left the stream and then came back right when the video stopped playing.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I thought that was like the funniest thing. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, oh my god, you were waiting for it to end?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Moose has
Oh.
done that joke before on stream. Like he's played
Yeah,
that
he
game
did.
before.
Not only that, it was like a year ago.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been waiting on
He's
this.
been waiting this whole time.
I remember he
Sitting on
sent
the
like a
exact same
Garbo
bit.
clip where like he was playing Final Tetris
Yes.
in the
yes.
Tetra category.
Dude, that strikes me as a very Moose kind of bit, you know?
Yeah.
I also definitely did not realize. Because my skit was also sort of character system themed, so I probably shouldn't have done that I didn't realize that was a that skit was going on, because I just made my skit kind of in a vacuum.
I think with the structure that it was added, I don't think a lot of people were 100% like paying attention to the skit. So I think a lot of people saw it as like a teaser for the next part, the actual quote unquote
Okay,
reveal.
that's good then. I hope I
Yeah.
didn't. I wasn't sure if I was like ruining that or whatever. But
I mean, yours came across way more as a skit than Moose's did
Yeah.
in the first 20 seconds. You
Some
know,
people, I feel like a lot of people saw it as like a skit to tease the actual bit at the end.
all right.
mhm.
Oh yeah.
Also, I don't think we can forget the 12 days of Rengemas.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I will say that skit was like, that was like an 18-hour turnaround from Jed recording the lyrics or like recording the vocals, and then Alex, Comet Popcorn, mixing the vocals. Those are mixed vocals, by the way. We
Crazy.
had an audio engineer on the project. That was crazy. And then Diode editing it all together. That was like one evening into like noon of the day of the Stackies, and it turned out so well. I was so trusting of Diode's skill as an editor that I was like, I'm not gonna look at this because
Yeah, that's
I
that's
need
crazy.
it.
I remember I saw the prototype and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. And it was like, it was a prototype. It wasn't even the final version.
I feel like every skit was a banger.
Absolutely.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Or
think
you had a
also,
good one too.
25 Pies skit was also really good. Oh boy. There's only one part of one skit that I was kind of weird about, and that was the Q woke skit where I forgot who it was specifically on the project, but they photoshopped a crack pipe on the Blarg's desk.
I don't know.
I will say, I told Dom to lay off the drug jokes, and he went and said, but Q woke though.
He really did.
I was like, Dom, you can't make an Adderall joke, and he was like, yeah, I know. And then he hit us with that.
I gotta say, the fuck FDA part was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much people will just like if the bit says something, how easily they'll like listen. I think it's great.
Do people even
Yeah.
remember
Fuck FDA.
Callow? I don't know. I
It's
feel like
feel
there,
like,
there have to be
in
new
itself.
people in the community that don't remember it, or like we're not around for it.
Also, I mean, the thing itself, like the actual thing that they did, was fairly irrelevant.
Yeah, like it was like fine. Like they didn't really hurt the community at all. They could have. They definitely. I think it wasn't. It's not wrong to like dunk on them, but it's like, like you know what I'm saying? It's just like, what? I don't know.
I just
Like,
I
what
just
did you
found
do?
the most disrespectful part about it is that like right after the news about Jonas Neubauer, they ripped off his Tetrio format for the tournament. That
Yeah.
was just like really off to me, and that was one of the main reasons why I was against it. You know, aside from like their actual product line, which is kind of sus.
Yeah.
And now we dunk on Qualo for fun. You know,
Yeah.
it goes full circle.
Full circle.
Yep, that is how it is.
Yeah. I guess that's pretty much all there is to talk about with the stackies. Unless you guys want to say anything else.
There is the rewind video that will be
I-
coming out on PK's
no.
YouTube.
When's that coming out? I know you've been working on it for the last little bit.
Yeah, it's just since I've been so busy, I didn't have like any actual time before the stackies to do any video prep. So that's in
Understandable.
like production now. It will probably be out next weekend, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Very
Mhm.
cool.
I'm excited for it. I actually didn't even submit any clips. You taking it? You still taking clips?
We don't need more. Someone took the liberty to submit 200 clips. in
Oh,
one
that's
submission.
Oh yeah,
true.
yeah, that
I
was
remember
Mitsu,
that.
right? I mean,
So we-
I guess we were just putting the one blast.
sorry.
Mitsu, I'm sorry if you're listening.
He's
to
a good
this.
guy. He also
Mitsu-
submitted clips for when I was doing the CTS
Shout out,
stuff.
but
He's
like
a good guy.
also, you doomed me. But shout out.
I mean, you don't have to do all of them, do you?
But I have to look through them because like they're all I skimmed through it. They're all like actually relevant clips. So like I
They're all
feel like
bangers.
they're all pretty good. There
Yeah.
are some that are just like cab misdropping clips.
Maybe
which I
he should have.
kind of
Maybe he should have
expected.
made the rewind then. Maybe he should have made a rewind. Who knows? He had all those clips.
Fair, Caboozled, I see you in the chat. Maybe there will be a Caboozled rewind. You never know.
Just Caboozle.
Best of Caboozle 2021.
Was Caboozled to because was Caboozled Pie to Caboozled this year? It was this year, right?
Yeah, that was this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also something pretty whack that happened in 2021.
Who remembers that? Yeah.
So early, but like, man.
Sound off in the
Twitch
comments if you
festival.
remember
Caboozled underscore
Kappa.
Pie. Kappa? What?
Kappa. That's
Yeah,
what
Kappa.
happened
Wait.
to Cat. You
I
got
thought it was like
owned.
I thought it was like the child thing.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
Kappa.
What is okay? I don't know what Kappa
Children's
is. Then.
Online Privacy Protection
Oh,
Act.
okay. I got it. I got you.
It's because Cab is a youngin.
Yeah, he just wanted to interact with what was it like Smash tournaments or something.
Something like that. I remember.
Just wants to
Pensive
smash
emoji.
at 12. I mean, like,
Oh, brother.
Can you blame a man?
uh,
He's got to do what he's got to do, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to say is just like keep your eye out for that kind of content in the future. I don't want like massive community collaboration to just be in the form of like the stackies. In fact, this is a good segue to the next topic we have on the dock.
True.
Go
I
ahead.
think that Amamiya versus Kazu show match 100% could have been a more collaborative thing. But we didn't have like a lot of notice time, to be fair. But
Yeah, yeah.
if we do have the opportunity to like do an English restream or like a massive show match thing in the future, I think that we should probably at least try to make it a little bit more of a cross community initiative.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, no shade to Shen or anything. Shen put that together, and the English restream looked really good in such a short amount of time. So for anyone who didn't know, that was Beast and Shen streaming on the Hard Drop channel.
Not Blink.
Not Blink.
Not
Yes.
Blink.
Shout outs to Shen. He's been trying. He was like one of the more experimental people when it came to like the tournament stuff. Start of quarantine. So
Yeah. He put together the first big IRL, I think. And
I'd say I'd call it it was like the first standalone Tetris like puzzle game IRL thing, other than like Perfect Clear, if you've heard of it.
Yeah. I was gonna go, but then it got canceled, and then I didn't go to the online one because I don't know. I don't.
It just
Yeah.
kinda happened.
Did not just want to go play online PPT, I guess.
Yeah, Perfect Clear like got screwed because of poor timing with when they initially wanted to schedule their event. Shen like
Yeah.
had a bit more time to kind of materialize that and put it together. Which was nice. Like I was at that event. It was really cool. I'm hoping that we just see more of that stuff in the future when
Yes.
we're not about to get Ami owned by Omicron. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. So
I'm
we're
you know,
all you go.
the
You
show
go.
match just a mishmash of words. The show match itself, like the English restream, was super successful. In terms of like the turnout and I don't know, narrative storyline stuff. They ran it very well for like the time that they had. For
Yeah.
sure, we had like 800 viewers on it. It was crazy.
something like that.
Definitely.
The actual match itself, a little. I'm not gonna lie, a bit of a wash.
I mean,
It's-
it's still cool.
I mean, like,
yeah.
listen, I feel like that was a bit to be expected,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I'm just happy that people like showed like all. Of
yeah,
them.
we love the hype.
To me,
like-
sorry, it seems
Go for it.
sort of like, it's like kind of a reunion. I saw a lot of old faces in the chat that I hadn't
Oh,
seen for
yeah.
a while. Like I saw QMK talking, a few more that I don't think that it's more just my friends than like super relevant. I guess Mystery was there, like old, like new players, old players that probably recognized some of these big faces.
I
more.
feel
'Cause,
like that's probably like one of the first instances of like a tangible clash between like a lot of old faces and a lot of new faces in the Tetris community.
definitely, yeah. But I think for the English speaking community, we know Kazu, right? Like the
Yeah.
thing is like because he plays like IO tournaments and stuff. But Amemiya is just kind of like he's just like the face of Tetris in Japan, which is
Yeah,
probably
he
it
like
mattered a lot more
doesn't
to them, I think.
he doesn't interact like a lot with our sector compared to like Kazu, who like is really really interactive with us, like plays in all of the English events that he can and stuff.
Yep.
Which I think is super dope, and I'm probably not the only one to say this. I wish Amamiya and some other Japanese pros would kind of intermingle between scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
Because just seeing someone like Kazu around, who's clearly now so respected in that own little bubble in Japan, who will also come and interact with like all the other individual communities throughout nations, really dope to see. Especially someone so skilled, proved in that regard to the Japanese community, who might just be more centric on their national tournaments.
Yes. So.
And
I mean,
yeah, there are like tens of thousands of viewers watching it in Japanese, 40, 50K on that stream. So yeah, it was definitely a hype event. I think that did kind of show that soul games are still around. They can kind of kick it. People still like watching them.
yeah. I don't know. Are you in touch at all with like the Japanese community, or just I don't know if we can probably talk about this, but because I don't think any of us are Japanese here, but
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah, I'm not in tune with the Japan community, but like speaking from the perspective of like our sector, like I feel like there's still some interest around for PPT.
yeah.
And that stuff. And there's an interesting little thing on the screen there. Should we pursue this sort of content? Interestingly enough, we tried something like this, kind of like very very loosely. There's a Discord called Puyo Tet World that I've been in for a long time.
Yes.
Puyo Tet
And-
Fight Night.
Yeah, Puyo Tet World Fight Nights have been around since like June, July of 2021. So this is something that we have been trying, just like chill community nights where like people battle it out in like grudge or casual 1st to 15s, which is some of them have been relatively successful. They're mainly just chill streams, except for the most recent one we did. We tried to line up a Dormy versus promo match, and we called it Super Fight Night.
Wow.
And that stream, we normally get like 40 viewers on our fight nights. We had like over 100 people there for that like entire night, which is wild to see that kind of increase. And then we also had a Christmas Day tournament, which did very well, around the same amount of viewership. So like this month has been, or December was very experimental, I guess. Just in the grand scheme of things, there are a lot of unique things going on.
I think December is has been one of the most like interesting months to like see unfold, like both as an organizer and as just like a spectator to stuff like Snow's Infinite and like PC Open.
Yeah.
And the Sackies, of course.
Yeah, can't forget Over Under too.
That's as a TO. Okay, I made OU.
But like I guess that's from my perspective, because like I kind of made the rest of those. I didn't make OU. I played in it and I watched it.
Look at you guys. I don't know. Good job.
Telemark.
Yeah, I didn't do that much. I guess I just made that one video, but
I guess. Oh.
Yeah.
One other way that we can like probably do like that show match sort of thing is Ed, are you familiar with Jed's Hell in the Cell?
I'm vaguely familiar.
Vaguely familiar?
Yes.
Okay. Jed's Hell in the Cell does not happen often enough, and I feel like somehow they're like really, really hype, and I think it's just because Jed is a really funny person.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I wouldn't have viewed Jed's Hell in the Cell as like necessarily the most hype event. I'd view it as like a very entertaining event to watch. But the matches that are happening are also hype. So like, it's just a really, really good combo.
I think more stuff that's like show matchy or like grudge matchy like building narratives and building storylines. I think that's definitely another aspect of community building that we could
Yeah, I feel like
like
that's
go.
something that we have yet to explore so
Mhm.
far, because like there have only been a couple of Jed's Hell in the Cells, as far as I'm aware, and then at PK we've only done one Tetrio fight night, and that was
Yeah.
to promote the first journey.
Mhm.
So
I am
maybe,
just saying,
Yeah.
Caboozled, if you're watching, if you're listening, fight me, but like not actually fight me. You know,
Yeah.
that's a bit of a teaser. It's gonna happen, okay? And Cav's gonna get absolutely destroyed
Real life.
in real life.
ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We're finally expanding into boxing. Um,
Yeah.
Real life boxing.
Anything goes. Just a street fight to just beat up.
uh,
Yeah. I mean, I think I also like I didn't really like push this at all, but I did a few in like MMC, like some random like little fight nights. But that was more as like a vehicle for people to get commentary practice than it was more about the matches. If anybody remembers that, I don't know. But I don't know. I just don't. I think these kinds of events are good, but again, I think they sort of fall into the under the umbrella of like we're. I don't know how many people know about Jed's Hell in the Cell, right? Like it's making sure things don't slip through the cracks and making streams with YouTube first in mind. I think that's a current meta, content creation meta that you see people like a lot of speedrunner streamers do. Like they'll make a video with the intent to make it into, or they'll make a stream with the intent to make it into a YouTube video, or like, I don't
yeah,
know.
that's like that's the way if you want to do the double dipping content creation path. Like that is the most effective way
Yeah.
to do it, from what I've seen.
Just
Um,
like better intros for like for these kinds of streams that introduce the two people playing, and then like maybe like more like edited clip style of like how the match goes, you know?
yeah,
I don't know.
which that is something that I personally am going to try to experiment with, is the ideal way or the ideal vehicle to get a tournament from Twitch stream to very consumable YouTube.
Have you seen that PC? I forget all the numbers after his name, but do you see the Jstris Cup video?
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
I think that's probably a good direction.
It's a good direction, but also
There were some things wrong with it, I think, or not
from what
wrong,
I've
but
seen, it was a little bit too memey. So I've been thinking of toying around with like next Tetrio journey or big event. We will kind of do some production stuff in mind to make a video like that easier to make, but then add a little bit more like analysis heavy stuff into the production. Like if there's a really, really hype play, bring someone on to break it down,
yeah,
kind of deal.
yeah. But I think that PC video is like so much pure like creative energy that like he really just injected. Or I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, it's also like, yeah, it was very, very consumable from what I could
It's
tell, despite
crazy.
being 50-40 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's just like like it was perfect for like for me. Like I love watching that video, but I can see, I feel like there's probably certain things about it that like would make it less widely appealing. Uh, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I just feel like finding a balance between that kind of stuff, interjecting comedy if it's not already there, and then adding analysis would be great. One thing that I'm interested in seeing is if, or well, not if, rather, when we just upload Stacky's highlights to YouTube, if the baked in skits in the stream will carry it enough to where none of that would need it to be added in post.
Yeah, I think that's kind of hard, but
But I mean, it's just an experiment. We will see.
We'll see.
what happened. But you know, also the nature of the stackies is more in like, you know, awards rather than comedic or storytelling or story building necessarily.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What we really ought to have done, I tried to make Alex and Modest do this to no avail. Uh I wanted them to do like a Golden Globes, like an SNL monologue at the beginning of the stream,
Mm,
you know?
Yeah. I
And
think
then
that's
they
kind of
and
a
then
hard
they
sell
said
with no prep.
no.
wow.
And then they said no because they're wimps.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that I want to do next year because I feel like those like I don't know, maybe it's just because the people on at the like the real awards shows are very very funny and they're all like actual comedians. But I feel like that's something that community wise people in the community would find very very appealing. Just like
Yeah. Perhaps.
people trying to do stand up.
Uh, yeah. Sure. Go for it. It's all you. All right. Uh, I guess one last big thing that you're doing, aside from all of the projects you've mentioned, but what we have written down here, the Bankai Tetris League.
Ooh, yeah. There's also something on here that I can't believe that wasn't written down, but ought to be talked about is probably Square One.
Oh, you're right.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally forgot.
we
We
can
can talk
just
about
we can
Square
just
One
talk
too.
about it. Yeah, but Bankai Tetris League is going to be the most recent thing. That's actually starting in less than a week. It starts on January 8th. So anyone who's interested after the blurb, go to Puyo Tet World, sign up for that mug. Tag is doing a lot of the back end like seeding and tech stuff for it. So shout outs to Tag for like making this even possible, putting in that work. Really appreciate it. Just also helps out miscellaneously around like PK and stuff a lot. So there's a Tag shout out for the day
For the people.
for the people. But this is I guess you could call it a spiritual kind of Salty Cup successor because that's always been like the big yearly league.
Yeah.
I feel like some listeners might not even be familiar with the league format. Um, Maybe not have like dipped their toes into checking out Salty Cup or Ultima Cup, which are the two larger things that would have been going on, and now the Bankai League.
There was
It's
the tags league too, right?
yeah, Tags League as well.
Tetrio is probably like the other
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's probably the one that a lot of Tetrio people would be familiar with.
Mhm.
Over the PPT and TEC stuff, but you know, it's basically round robin format. You get like a group of 6 to 10, probably ideally people.
Yeah.
And each week you have matches with every single individual in the group, and then you get like a point
score
value
at the end.
score at the end. Yeah,
But like leagues in
based on
general
everyone.
are more like are there like a tournament that's played over a long time or like a
Yeah,
it's kind of like a tournament that's played over a long time with a smaller pool of players that you're playing against. Generally, you're sorted by like skill or whatever.
yeah, and yeah, divided up like that. But in the test community, we've seen the most like round robin stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
And
a lot of them have been fairly successful. I personally think that they're like great for content. Um, just because you get like this pool of fairly similar people together. Each match is going to be relatively entertaining.
I feel
Um,
like the leagues, at least in my personal experience, I played Salty Cup 2. Um, I don't think I don't think I finished. A lot of people in my group didn't finish, I think. But to me, I don't think leagues have really been utilized like that in my experience, at least. It has kind of just felt like I went in, I played my matches, and then I left.
So you see, that's a thing that we're changing with Bankai. We are going to heavily use it in terms of like content. So as I was talking about Puyo Tet World Fight Nights earlier, those are going to go on pause and we're gonna be streaming league matches on Friday nights instead, with like hype commentators. Maybe even put together some player interviews. I'm still thinking about it, but like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like this is a great time to experiment with like, are leagues viable in the general audience for a sense? Because I feel like a lot of players who play in them and like actively play their matches will say that the league sort of experience is quite fun. I know when I played an Ultima Cup for TEC, it was a blast. Just being
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
play against a lot of players who are really around my skill level was great. Just always created some really good matches and matchups. But to see it used for content is something that we kind of have yet to see, and I'm very excited to see how these Bankai fight nights go, and how people show for them, and just like watching it back myself, if they will, if they'll be entertaining to the general viewer. I feel like this is a good kind of form for experimentation.
Yeah.
Actually super excited for the Bankai fight nights. I know in my league, I think I'm in like D. I'm in like the second lowest one, so I think is D league. I know Moose is in my league. So I don't know. I mean, I get washed by Moose in PPT, right? But I don't know. That could be fun. I feel like that's like a hype thing that people would.
I feel like that would be a great sort of like quote unquote grudge match thing for people to watch, like major TO versus major TO kind of deal. People would probably tune into that one.
Maybe.
I don't know. I want to
then,
see
you know,
PPT get recognized more again. I feel like it's 2021 was not. It's not a great year until like towards the end. But
yeah.
Yes.
I've
new
been
day.
talking to I've been talking to people recently. PPT, like, at least competitively, has like not necessarily gotten a lot of online attention, like consistent monthlies or bi-monthlies. It had the luxury of like being a recent Tetris game that could be played a lot on LAN. Through like events like Combo Breaker and Frosty Faustings.
Yes. Final Fantasy.
So those experiences are probably what a lot of more classical people thought of in terms of like the competitive sort of experience. And now we've kind of moved into this newer era where a lot of like fast game people on like the old TF transitioning to Jstris Tetrio, they're more, accustomed to the consistent online events rather than like the consistent LAN events. So I feel like PPT and like that kind of sector of the community kind of went through some growing pains a little bit from that transition of like some more known LAN people getting off and then welcoming in a new generation of like younger online players who are just killing it and can like
Yes.
consistently place.
Kind of the
Like,
story of the Almemiya Kazu thing. To be
yeah,
Yeah,
basically it's like
you've
seeing that on
already-
our scale.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
But like PPT, like I feel like the three main contenders these days. Actually, I'd say four games. All four games that are consistently played these days have like futures in like tournament and being watched. PPT has been seeing more attention over the past month. Like, we did an event with Vortex Gallery, formerly Animivo, in the August-September time. And Snow is Infinite and stuff really like blew the viewership out for that as well. Like, it got higher numbers, which is crazy when you think of like the potential exposure that could have came in from Vortex. But that main thing that we got was like followers from that experience.
Vortex Gallery. I was a part of that actually. Moose asked me to help like commentate it. I think I ended up doing.
Oh yeah, you were on comms. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's a future there, but
Yeah, we just have to see how it morphs, and then TEC being around with Square One. It's just like it's the only like franchise Tetris game that gets dev support, and that's like why it can flourish. And also, you got like the zone, which is something that a lot of people are interested in and like seeing played out in like matches. And then you got your Jstris and your Tetrio. Tetrio has been popping off for the past 2 years. Like, there's that's not going anywhere. Osk is very in tune with like the community, always helping out Tias and stuff. Always a pleasure, and all of the good players are on there, and a lot of new good players are on there. So it will certainly not be going anywhere. And that's the game that I've really seen that's like been getting more attention from like different walks of like streamers. Like if some random Twitch streamer wants to play Tetris, they're probably going to Tetrio.
Tetrio is definitely the most accessible client right now.
Yeah, and that's like that's very advantageous to it, and also very well made. So like long-term people will continue to come back and play it. And then Jstris in its future is pretty interesting.
I think Jstris will probably just end up sort of, especially with the recent update, with the bots being added. I think it's probably going to shift. It's leaning more into its kind of single-player focused practice modes.
I would say that I wouldn't call it single-player focused. I'd say that Jstris is like great for sandbox, sort of.
Yeah, that's like practice or
Like,
whatever. I don't know how to phrase
If
that.
we like recent Jstris cups have just kind of been like, I don't know, slumping, I guess.
They have
But there's
been.
also been a lot of Jstris cups.
Yeah.
But and then you see like PC Open come out, which is like a unique gimmick tournament that you can really only make on Jstris right now. And it popped off. So I'm thinking that like the future for Jstris and competitive is going to be for like experimentation, seeing what kinds of more popular fringe formats will work well. And it has like the tools already to make those fairly possible.
Mm-hmm.
If there was ever a way to make custom like user modes into like versus user modes, that could be a big thing.
That does exist on Jstris.
There are.
They have a database of user modes. You can like type in a number code in any lobby or select from a list.
Those are rule sets. Like the experimental user modes that were added, where you can add. You have a lot more flexibility than just like tweaking numbers and damage tables.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, that would also be cool to see as well.
Basically, letting people like program their own Tetris games on Jstris.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see that functionality as like an extension to rule sets.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool to see. So I think Jstris is going to become in the future like the sandbox. Like if someone wants to just like test settings or run a good gimmick event, it will probably go to Jstris.
Well, we'll see what Jez has in mind. There's a lot of things that Jstris could do.
Yeah.
I think
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You guys clearly have not played competitive live cheese race.
Yes.
That
I have. I played competitive survival before.
God, that sounds even harder.
It's pretty bad.
I don't know. I'll have to watch and see what that looks like because I can't even really imagine it right now. Probably very interesting.
No,
I'll have to do
it was just painful. To be honest, don't play it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty good
Sort of everything
summary
we have.
of the 4 games that are probably. I guess you're lumping together PPT 1 and 2. Does everyone just play 2 now? But like
No, the issue with PPT1 is no spectator mode, skull emoji. So like it just doesn't even make sense to run tournaments on it.
Yeah.
And like they did some tuning updates and stuff. Like they're fairly similar, if not the exact same in terms of mechanics. It was different for a minute, but then they did a balance patch and they fixed it, and they also quote unquote nerfed forward. They like
Yeah.
took off 4 total damage from the entire like 15 combo.
That's crazy.
So you can't say that they didn't try. But
Yeah.
you can't say that they did it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, is there a reason that the Kazuya Amemiya, that was on 1, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
On 1,
that's
probably just because
uh,
they could.
Yeah, also, I think 1 is kind of more of like the Japan standard,
I see.
where we've kind of adapted to 2.
Yeah. Also gave, that it doesn't have that 4-wide nerf, Give Amemiya a chance. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I was saying extra couple of lines per DT 4 wide.
Yes.
Yeah, so helped him out a little bit there, but unfortunately not enough.
Owned.
Don't worry, Amamai is in context right now. We're gonna see PPT3 in a year. If you build anything but DT 4 wide, you lose all your rating and you go back to 0.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play it. That's my
Good way to
favorite
smurf. Good way to smurf.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I guess that's pretty much all of the topics we have to cover. We could take a
we
quick look
do.
at. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, square one. Forgot about square
Yes, yes, square one.
one. I didn't write that down. I'll write that down.
Yes, here we go. All right. Hold on. Let me
I know
come on here.
I know it's 1, but
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
On the very first try.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, if you have not heard around the block, Square One is a 32-player Tetris Effect connected invitational. So it's also experimental in its own way, where like, we don't see many invitational things anymore. We
We've
do a
only
lot
seen
of
one, I think.
Yeah, that we do a lot of opens these days. So invitational with qualifier right here. We're trying to basically with this one. I think the goal is like break some barriers with like sponsor acquisition and like production.
Yeah.
See how far can we really go with some of the most hype players in the world.
We did talk
I
about
like
this briefly with Moose when on his episode, but I think that was probably farther back in production from where you guys are now, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, have you guys gotten in touch with any sponsors, or are we just trying to like, is it like just kind of trying to make a big splash in the scene to get that outreach?
I will say, we will do our 100% best to have brands involved with the event. Otherwise, it will definitely be a splash, and I think people will be interested. And I will also say, check Twitter soon.
Check Twitter soon.
Yeah.
There will be stuff for you to see about Square One. But we have a lot of amazing, like, great players who are in there. Some young PPT gods, some classic players who have been around for a long time, and some other dark horses. I'd say expect to see your Wumbo, your Blink, your Doremi, and also some new players like OSW and Santi, who have been making waves recently.
Yeah.
Are all 32 players like, are they already confirmed in?
We
Is there like a last chance qualifier happening?
No, we have gotten all of our qualifiers in. We had 4 qualifier events. Ultima Cup, T-Flats League was a qualifier spot for S League, and then we had 3 of our own qualifiers.
I forgot about Ultima Cup being a qualifier.
Yeah, it wasn't something that was like heavily publicized to like the public, but like it was mainly advertised on signing up to like the players.
I'm pretty sure Zone Masters was meant to be a qualifier as well, and then the top 3 finishers were already invited.
Yeah.
And then we just went, well, that's awkward.
Yeah, so Ultima Cup became that like other collaborative event qualification.
Hmm.
I think that was a good one to have it.
Yeah, I
But,
agree.
like, I'm just saying, probably anyone who you can think of from like TEC at the top level, there's a fairly respectable chance that they will be in here. Just don't want to, leak too much about it. But one thing I'll also say is like this is another instance of like a fairly large collaborative event because Team TSD is on the deck with this too. It's not just a Puzzle Kingdom thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Yeah, so you can expect to see Square One content from both TSD and PK. So if you're fans of the stuff, you'll be seeing it.
I'm really
But
excited.
I'm really excited to see it. It's gonna be like our first attempt at like a major in a hot minute.
A super major, as they
Yeah.
are known in certain communities. But yeah, that's Square One. I think now we're out of the written down
I
topics.
think that's
We talked
about
about a lot. Honestly, I think
Yeah.
we got through a lot. It's been an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes we ramble into like stories off, but I think we just kind of kept firing off topic after topic today.
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't we quickly hop into chat, maybe get a few opinions, and then we'll finally call it. But yeah, let's see.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, any questions you guys have? Anything you want
Just
to
gotta
ask?
say, there's something interesting that's already there. I'm a Mia, labbing Kamoshiro
Shiro
forward.
center forward. Let's go.
Square 2 when? Probably not this year.
Square two.
What's the naming convention for the second Square One looking like?
Square one, two.
We could. There are three things that I think could make sense. Square 2, back to Square 1, or Cube 1.
Back to Square One is cute. That's funny. That's good.
I like Cube 1, and then the third one is Hyper Cube 1. You just go up in dimensions.
Yes. Why is my name Edge? One day I was on the internet and I saw the word and I was like, that would be a cool internet username. So then I used it.
A little edgy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Here we
perhaps.
So crazy. Cubed one. But if you go back to Square One, you can do like back to back Square One for the third one, and that's like a Tetris term, which is, I'm pitching this. I don't know.
He's
But
expecting
you,
royalty.
you might see ours in the credits of a
I've
future Square
Yeah.
Series tournament.
I'm not gonna help out at all otherwise. 0%.
Squan.
If you guys use back to Square One, I'm out. That's all. So that's my only contribution. Back to
I
back
mean-
Square One, the third one. You guys already came up with back to Square One. I have to help out if I want to be in the credits.
Yeah, that would be very much appreciated. I mean, you already contributed it. We'll see what happens if there is a third tournament series of the Square series of tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, invitationals, good thing. Especially for getting a lot of people from different time zones in, because a lot of those Asian players or EU players unable to make it out through full open brackets.
Yeah, that's one thing that we've kind of started to target was like that Asian time zone. We got a lot of
Yeah.
people from that region here.
Get the
Are
Asians.
all joining Bankai League?
Two of us are. Ours, come on.
I like barely play tournaments. That's why.
I'm debating my Bankai League setup because I have to do production. I don't know how that is going to work, but I will probably end up playing on one of the platforms.
I'm playing on PC.
Oh, okay. Then I guess that
I can't
decides
play
that
on
I'm
Switch.
playing. I'm gonna have
Yes.
to play on PC.
What the heck? You're gonna be in the higher league than me. What the?
I
What?
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Just hunting
I-
Renge.
Yeah.
He's gonna sandbag to get down there.
Dude, I'm gonna get
Just
hit
beat
with
you up.
another prodigy again. Oh my god.
He's gonna come into your
boy.
house, play it on LAN. LAN Street
I'm gonna
Fighter.
go.
We can
Gonna
only
go all the
dream.
way to Canada to land Battle Renge for Bankai.
Do it. I'd be down.
You're like You're in British Columbia.
That's true.
I am not near British Columbia. That would be quite the trek.
It's
Though
for content.
if you were in Toronto, that would be possible.
It's for content, Edge. Come on, get with the program.
It's true. I'll have to talk to Moose and see if he'll finance it. I don't know if I could finance the PC vacation. Or well, it wouldn't be a vacation. It would be for work. Yeah, because I'm playing in the league.
Exactly.
Get that written off. Film it
Yeah,
in a
dude.
video.
Yes. You see, now we're thinking of all the possible ways
fight
to
night
monetize
video, and you roll up to my place holding the camera, and I open the door and punch you, and then the video ends.
it. Amazing. I can possibly meet the Garbocan _. I don't know if Garbo knows who I am, so that would just be considered stalking.
Now he will. He'll never forget your name.
For better or for worse. He won't know, but he will. When I show up to meet the can _. Yeah, that is true. Garbo is also in BC. Are there any other like Tetris people
A lot of them.
Couple.
A lot of them.
in
There's a
BC?
couple. No, nobody.
I mean, Vancouver is very Asian. So, like, that general
Interesting.
area, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just, like, across the sea. It's, like, same with California. Like, there's a lot in, like, LA as well. Like, LA Asians, Vancouver Asians.
Yeah.
There's people around that area.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
racial profiling. I mean,
I
what?
love race. I love racing. I'm crazy.
Dude, I guess I'll have to come on again. We'll have to do an entire talk about the Indy 500.
Yeah.
Oh, and Rapture's there. I did not know that. Rapture's been around for a long time.
There are a couple other good players. I don't know if you've ever heard of Renge. I hear he's a bit of an up and comer.
Yeah, cool guy.
I hate that guy. He sucks.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. We're kind
Yeah,
of just...
any other potential burning egg Tetris Effect questions?
Yes.
This is your last chance, or you're gonna like any YouTube people harass my Twitter account
Yeah.
if you like need to know something about Edge.
Any socials you want to shout out, I guess?
All right, here we go. Now I can do it on Best Ed. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed hearing my voice for an hour, you can hear my voice for a lot longer than an hour. I stream on twitch.tv/EdgeTE. I have a YouTube channel. You can just search Edge Tetris, and I show up like 50 times. What also shows up is like a video of some like graph calculation. That is from 2010, I'm pretty sure. No, that's when you search EdgeTE.
Tetris Instruments.
Yes, Tetris Instruments.
Yeah.
If you guys can support me, maybe I can get that calculator sponsor so I can finally figure out what to do with my numbers. And oh yeah, Twitter @TheEdgeNK. That is me.
Yeah. And we'll have these all in the description anyway, but just trying to
Yes.
there's
Maximize
anything-
engagement.
anything
easy.
especially that you wanted. To shout
But
out.
yeah, just stay tuned over at the Puzzle Kingdom camp and the Team TSD camp. Probably some great stuff coming from both this year. And yeah, I just can't wait to see more potential like unique events come through rather than like the standard opens that really grew in 2021 and 2020.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for being on Edge. Again, we'll
Thanks for
link
having
all
me.
of his socials in the description below. But other than that, we'll see you guys all next week. Goodbye.
All right. See you.
Also, Happy New Year, by the way. That's crazy.
Yeah,
We
dude.
talked-
Happy New Year.
We talked so much about 2021. Happy New Year, everybody. Goodbye.